This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
Where we want to educate you about our market, empower you to make wise decisions, and help you engage with our expert contributors. Today on our program, we have Tracy Ruccia here from Equity Title. She's the president. She's been doing that for 33 years. Let's do an escrow. Let's take our listeners through the process of escrow in a property. Let's start with the idea that I've got a buyer and we just put them under contract. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to send you contracts. We're going to say, hey, Trace, here's the contracts. Then what do you guys start to do with the contracts? Tell me where you guys are going with that stuff.
So basically, once we receive the contract, what we go ahead and do is what we call it, we open up the transaction.
Okay.
Meaning, we have to put it into our system to get the ball rolling, so to speak. And we also make sure that we work and collect the earnest money that needs to be given to us.
Right. First few days, you're making sure the earnest money's there. Then you're also going to start doing your title, the title company, get the title company working on the title work.
Right. So as we open up transactions, each one of them take a transaction that gets open and actually searches out the property. Mm-hmm. And we also do Patriot Act on the seller. So that's a little bit of a search that we do. That's why a lot of times, as a seller, you'll receive a statement of identity or an SOI because we need to confirm who exactly you are, especially if you have a common name. So not only are the parties looked at, but so is the actual property. Now, we put together what's called a preliminary title report. Mm-hmm. Preliminary meaning exactly what it is. This is what we're seeing up front at first. What shows up on there, who is exactly entitled. So we want to confirm that who you think you're buying the house from actually owns the house. Once we send out the prelim and the opening packages and get those all out, now we start working on ordering demands.
Demands, which are basically bills.
Yes.
These are the bills that have to be paid. The next thing next part of the process that you're doing, you're coordinating constantly, consistent communication with the lender involved, whoever's loaning the buyer the money.
Absolutely.
This is a big part of the process.
Yes.
And they have a lot of administration to do.
They do. They have a ton. They, with the new CFPB and TRID that came about, the lenders have taken on a lot of the responsibility of working out the figures and the numbers as well, which they work with us on. We just now, instead of supplying those numbers directly to the realtors or the buyers and sellers, we now supply that to the lender.
Right.
So it's kind of created an additional step.
And then you just said you sign. So that's the last step in the process. Well, the last step for the buyer and seller. You guys still have work to do after the signing. Correct. But then we all come in and sign as a rule. Those of us who work at the Brown Blankfeld Group, we always go with our clients to signing. Because you never know what look, we do this all the time. Our clients don't.
Yeah.
And so we want to be there to help answer questions that we can help them with.
And that's important because we are a third disinterested party. So if a buyer comes in and asks us questions, we can't speak upon that. And same thing with the seller. After all the documents get signed, and by the way, always make sure you bring your ID to a signing.
Yes, please.
Always a valid ID at that point. Once that gets done, then we have to work with the lender again regarding funding. And we package all the documents, get them back to the lender. The lender reviews. The lender sees if they need anything further. And once then the lender funds and the money gets to our account, we can then record first and then we disperse.
Then you pay all the bills.
Correct.
Pay everybody.
This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld. Thanks for listening. And remember to tune in every Tuesday at 9 a.m. right here on AM 720 KDWN.